G'day everybody. I just want to talk more about when I moved that tree. And last time when I moved it, I talked about how I moved it and how I did it. But I want to talk about, as other people have sent me texts, about how you properly move it, which I already knew, right? But I was talking about how that tree needed to be moved and without killing it too, right? Because when you go to dig out things, and to move it with one man as well, people. When you go to dig out a tree, it's like any little plant, but in a bigger scale. So when you dig out a tree, you got to dig all the way around it, so far down, get all the main big roots and some little roots. That way it can feed when you go to transplant straight away, as it's got roots not damaged or disturbed. It's not disturbed, right? And you do the same thing when you get flower pots, right? You have plants in it. You can pull the plant out and wash it down, which I've showed when they're all mingled up to do in a clip before, how to get unmingled plants out, right? But when you do that, the plant goes sad. It'll go for a few days every time, more than a transfer plant if you don't give it water and stuff like that, right? It goes because the air and it can't get drink and you disturbed it, breaking it up like beating it up, and so the plant goes weak for a bit, but it recovers like someone getting beaten up, right? So when I went to go move that, it had to be moved because I wasn't sure if it was mingled into the other side and in all the concrete and stuff like that. I can't dig it out, right? I can't get around and dig it out. So the best way to do that is either just chop it down, dig out half of it, and cut the other half off, right? And gnaw it that way and keep half, but it'll be one side heavy, and then move it. Could have done that, but I wanted to see how far the roots went when it was tangled up in the roots and a few other things that was mingled in with, if you noticed, concrete, uh, bricks and tiles were all jammed in there. So would have been hard to get it out nice and neat, eh? So the way I did it was a way that it was risky, but it could have lived. It's better than nothing. And if it died off now, more likely to recover. Everyone knows plants are pretty strong. And as you notice, in the end, it didn't even completely die off. Like when the plants go sad and they drop some leaves and they have a good one at the top, the tree did the same thing. Have you noticed? And it's kept 30 odd leaves green ever since I did it. All the other leaves went because it needed its energy to start making a root system. And it's building its root system now with its last little bit of energy, and it built some to get it to recover and maintain now. And now with that energy, it's slowly building another good root system, and it will wait for another good time as we're in heat now to respring. I bet you it will. And anyway, people, that's why we do things different, and it's best to talk about things instead of bagging things and how people do things if it's different, right? You always want to research a bit more before you open your mouth about how we should do things, because there's lots of ways of doing things. Have a good one. Bye bye.